Okay, so this video is going to take us through the rest of the slides and kind of map everything out for you. So here we go. What are cookies besides those delicious things I love to eat? Cookies are small text files placed on your device by sites you visit that collect information about your device and your activity. So basically, they just harvest your information and all the stuff you type and click on when you're on a website. So let's try this on our own. So first you have your open-ended question, which is, well, first it's a scenario. So you got to open up the scenario. Keith was riding the bus and saw a man wearing a new pair of shoes from his favorite brand. He liked them, but he thought they'd look better in black. When he got home, he went online and found them in black at an online store, Zapp's. They're pretty expensive, so he decided to post a picture of them on his social media account to see what his friends would think. The next day, he started seeing ads for the exact shoes and for the online store that he had visited. He saw the ads appear when he typed in a search, when he went to his favorite news sites, and when he was scrolling through his social media feed. At first, he thought it might have been a coincidence, but when it kept happening, he started to wonder, why am I seeing these everywhere? Okay, so in Keith's scenario, how might a cookie have helped the advertisers figure out what he was interested in? So basically, you're going to type here what you think cookies do. That's all this question is asking you for. Okay, turning cookies off. If you're not comfortable with this kind of tracking, you can turn cookies off in your browser settings. You can usually find the settings in the privacy settings. You should know that this might affect your browsing experience, as cookies also help websites automatically know helpful things about you, like your location or your preferences. So there's a good and a bad to cookies. Besides they're delicious. If I go online and I log into, let's say, albertsons.com, it will know that I am in Fallbrook, California, and therefore it's going to give me the address for the albertsons.com in Fallbrook, California automatically. I don't need to think about it. Okay, so this is your open-ended question. Let's talk about another tip for protecting your privacy. What does this screen show? Or what do these screens show? What could they be used for? Okay, well, let's look at this. So these are my screens. These look like settings or stuff. So I'm going to look at these two screens. I'm assuming it's my cell phone. And tell me what's on that screen. Like, go through it and kind of go, oh, what are these things? It's pretty simple. Okay, so your privacy settings. Most apps have settings you can adjust, and these are screenshots of the settings screens are the screenshots of the setting screens in Snapchat. Within your app settings, there are usually privacy settings. You can usually use these settings to opt out of some of the ways that the app shows and shares your data. Wow, that's a mouthful and a headful. So basically, if you go through the privacy settings, you can be very specific about what Snapchat or any of your other apps can or can't tell companies about you. So it's actually a pretty cool feature. Okay, so privacy settings. Choices a website or app might give you about what information is visible to other users and third parties. So one more time, a privacy setting or privacy settings are choices a website or app might give you about what information is visible to other users and third parties. So it's like the privacy settings on Facebook. So an opt-out. Ooh, what is an opt-out? An opt-out is to choose not to participate in something. So you can opt out of a lot of things. So some websites give you the option to opt out of cookies and all these different things. So what might you click on in these screenshots to see or adjust your privacy settings? Circle all the buttons you might click. So that'd be the pen. And you're literally just going to go on here and click and circle things. Like so. Did you get it right? You could click the buttons Who Can section. And it controls, okay, contact me, view my story, see my location, see me in quick add. Okay, so if you circled that, you got it right. If you didn't circle that, now you know. Okay, so tips for protecting your privacy. Turn off cookies in your browser settings. Review the app's privacy settings and opt out of any sharing options you're not comfortable with. Another way you can protect your privacy is by looking at what you're agreeing to when you sign up. Look at privacy policy and terms of service. These two terms are important. They actually tell you everything you're agreeing to legally when you agree to use this app. So don't just click agree. Actually read through it and see what they can and can't use with doing with your information. Other things for tips for protecting your privacy is you can click on these links and they'll actually open it up. It's a giant document. This is something you really should get in the habit of doing because you don't want to just legally sign something before you know what you're agreeing to. Okay, so privacy policy. What is that? A privacy policy is a legal document that an app or website must provide and that describes what users' information they collect and how they collect it. Okay. So what are terms of service? Well, the terms of service is a legal document that an app or website must provide and that describes the rules the company and users must obey when they use the app or website. So terms of service are if it says you can't put anything mean or incorrect on their particular app or website, they have the right to boot you or at least mute you for a while if you violate those terms of service. So pay attention to that. Okay, so observe and analyze. Remember the word ask when you're looking at a privacy policy. Accessed. What will be accessed? So what are they going to look at? Shared. What will be shared with other people or companies? And known. What could be known about me if I use this? So when you're going through your privacy policy, what are they looking at? Who are they going to share it with? And what do they know about you after doing this? So using ask. Privacy policies and terms of service are usually pretty long documents and sometimes difficult to understand. They are legal agreements and users opt into it. By using the acronym ASK, you can make an informed decision about using an app or can opt out of certain kinds of tracking. So basically think ask when you're going through these giant legalese documents. And if you don't understand something, look it up before you agree to it. Don't just assume it's a good thing. It's probably not. Okay, so you're going to hit your open-ended question. Hold on. I got it. So first, you're going to open this up. Tips for protecting your privacy. Turn off cookies in your browser settings. Review the app's privacy settings and opt out of any sharing options you're not comfortable with. Review the privacy policy and terms of service. Use Ask to analyze using the app will affect your privacy. Okay, so based on these tips, what do you think Keat could have done if he wanted to protect his privacy more? So you're going to talk about, all right, what could Keat have done to not get swarmed with advertisements for sneakers? So what should I share? What information are you with your devices with your okay, what information are you with your devices, apps and websites collecting? Does it depend? I think there's a typo in there. So what are you sharing? So basically just tell me what their apps are sharing. Are you okay with using apps or websites that collect and share information about you? Does it matter what information they collect or whom it gets shared with? Why or why not? Okay, so you're going to match these terms with their definitions. And you're going to take a quiz. And you're going to take your poll. Did you learn anything? Please say yes. And then the end of this, all this is just information that you can use to do stuff. It's fine. So that is it. Good luck and take care of this.